Hey guys, thanks for joining us today in this week for Youth at Dark. I got with us Blair Browning, who is a professor of communications at Baylor, teaches a leadership class, but is more famously known as the father of Keely Browning, right? Is that what people know you as?
She will love that.
You're welcome, Keely. So this week we're talking about leadership, which I'm super excited about. You know, a big heart of our youth ministry is the Own Your Faith mindset, and a lot of that is equipping you guys to lead on Sunday mornings when we were meeting up here with the kids ministry, just in your own life group, and then as you get older, leading down in the youth ministry. So I'm excited to be talking to Blair here and just talking about what it looks like to be a leader, especially with a biblical mindset, trying to reflect Christ. So Blair, I mean, just kind of from there, maybe even just talking about what are some misunderstandings of leadership? How can we twist leadership to be something that it wasn't meant to be?
Yeah, no question that I think some people just think of leadership as a title. And so if I don't have the title, then I can't lead. And I would say that is a misunderstanding, that leadership is about influence. And so I think we've all had a boss or a coach, someone who's had a title who hasn't been a great leader, and we've seen people emerge with incredible leadership skills who don't have titles. And so optimally, of course, the person who has the title also has influence and is a great leader. But the point is that you don't have to have a title to lead. That leadership is something that actually anyone can do. It's a skill that can be developed. And so if you weren't great at it the first time that you had a leadership role, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you weren't born to be a leader. I think that's something you can develop, just as you don't sit down at a piano the first time and play well. That has to be honed and developed through experience. Similarly, leadership is a skill that can be developed, and I think that's encouraging.
That is super encouraging, because we're all learning and growing. You know, I hopefully lead differently now than I did when I first started, and hopefully I'll lead differently in 5-10 years than I do now. I think something I see a lot, Blair, and maybe you can speak into this, is people want the title, but they don't always understand the responsibility that comes along with the title, or the work that comes along with the title.
There's kind of, it feels good to have a title, and so it's okay to aspire to want to lead and to have that, but Christ really presents kind of an upside down version of leadership where he talks about serving. And so I can say with full confidence, hey, leaders lead. That's good. Leaders lead and leaders serve. And those aren't contradictory. In fact, they go really well together. Mark 10:45 says, for even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So we see, if we want to follow Christ's example, it's actually to serve. And so as we look at leadership through a Christian lens, that may be servant leadership, shepherd leadership. There are different kind of labels that you could use, but really that Christian view isn't one and the same with just be at the top of the chain, be at the top of the org chart. And I think that we want to be excellent. I think we want to do our best. And so I hear quotes like, be so good they can't ignore you. And I love that, because it means you are killing it. You're determined, you're showing conscientiousness, and you're getting results. But we're not desiring to do that to climb the ladder. We're doing that because Colossians 3, it's 3:23, that we are doing it because we're working as though we're working for the Lord.
Yeah, it's a totally different mindset when you think about it that way, as opposed to, okay, I want to be the manager, right? Or, more for you guys, I want to be the captain, I want to be whatever that title is. So I'm going to do the things that people do to get there. Instead, it's, okay, I'm going to serve as best as I can, and then whatever titles come along with that, I'm going to live faithfully in there, which is completely different than how the world looks at it. Because what you don't realize until you get in the title is the responsibility that you have to, right? It feels like as a kid, it'd be awesome to be a parent and make decisions, but then when you become a parent, it's harder.
The fact that there's decisions to be made means there's two sides to that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Whichever you choose, someone's not going to like.
Yep.
And so I do think that leadership can be challenging. I think it can be a great thing, but I just encourage you now that you can be trained in this right now. And I think that this is a great opportunity. The Own Your Faith is an amazing label, and yet you are still growing. And so a verse that I still cling to is John 3:30, which is essentially like, more of him, less of me, right? He must increase, we must decrease. And when you think about that, Lord, let me look a little bit more like Christ today and a little bit less like Blair, then hopefully he starts to kind of chisel off those rough edges that just want a title, that just want acclaim, just want whatever reward may come with that title. Someone's going to have the title. So I hope it is people who are like our youth, who are going to steward that title well and serve others through it, not just serve themselves. You know, look out for number one. I'm going to get mine. I mean, all of these things that are of the world are just so opposite, I think, of what we see and hope for all of you through a Christian lens of leadership.
Yeah, I think, you know, like kid to parent dynamics, like hopefully the parent is doing what's best for the kid rather than what's best for the parents. And you know, that's what leadership is you're trying to do what's best for the people that you are leading.